We good?
Yes.
This meeting is being conducted in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by advertisement in the Cape May Star and Wave on the Township website and posted on the bulletin boards of Township Hall.
All right, if we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Conrad?
Here.
Councilmember Perry?
Here.
Councilmember Roy?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sippel?
Here.
Mayor Simonson.
I am here. All right, our first order of business, we have our work session. I have a proclamation this evening for supporting the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over 2019 statewide crackdown. Whereas approximately 1/3 of all fatal traffic crashes in the United States involve impaired drivers, and whereas impaired driving crashes killed 10,874 people in the United States in 2017, and whereas impaired driving crashes cost the United States almost $44 billion a year, and whereas during the past 5 years, New Jersey's roadways experienced 36,778 crashes and 679 fatalities involving impaired drivers, and whereas an enforcement crackdown is planned to combat impaired driving, and whereas the summer season and the Labor Day holiday in particular are traditionally times of social gatherings which include alcohol, and whereas the state of New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety has asked law enforcement agencies throughout the state to participate in the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over 2019 statewide crackdown. And whereas the project will involve increased impaired driving enforcement from August 16th through September 2nd, 2019, and whereas an increase in impaired driving enforcement and a reduction in impaired driving will save lives on our roadways. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Lower Township declares our support for the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over 2019 statewide crackdown from August 16th through September 2nd, 2019, and pledges to increase awareness of the dangers of drinking and driving. And that is signed on this day, the 19th of August, 2019, by me. So with that, we move down to our consent agenda. And does anyone on council have any questions or comments in regards to our consent agenda?
No comments.
All good?
Yes.
All right, at this time, we open up the public portion. If you have any comments or questions in regards to the anything on the consent agenda only, we ask you just give us your name and address for the record. Anyone in the audience? I see none. Therefore, we close the public portion.
Approval of the New Jersey State Firemen's Association membership applications for J. Anderson, K. Hewitt, and D. Jury to the Irma Volunteer Fire Company. Approval of the minutes and the closed session minutes for August 5th, 2019. Resolutions number 2019-256 through 2019-268, and ordinance number 2019-13. An ordinance authorizing the execution of a financial agreement between the Township of Lower and the County of Cape May pursuant to the New Jersey Long-Term Tax Exemption Law for the property identified as Block 410.01, Lot 36.01, also known as the Cape May County Tech Village. This is the first reading of this ordinance. The second reading and public hearing for this ordinance has been scheduled for Wednesday, September 4th.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sippel?
Yes.
Mayor Simonson?
Yes. All right, move down to our regular agenda. Any questions or concerns on ordinance 2019-12 from council?
No questions? None.
All right, we close the council portion. Open it to the public. Any questions on on regular agenda item, ordinance 2019-12? Again, please just give us your name and address for the record. Seeing none, we close the public portion.
Ordinance number 2019-12, an ordinance authorizing the Township of Lower to grant a utility easement to the Lower Township Municipal Utilities Authority for the purposes of constructing a vacuum sewer station in furtherance of the current sewer expansion project over a portion of Cressy Lane. This is the second reading and public hearing of this ordinance. This ordinance has been posted, published, and made available to the public.
All right, get a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion, we approve. Second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Councilmember Roy?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sippel?
Yes.
Mayor Simonson?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we move down to our, you want to do Jim, do we have an engineer's report tonight?
No, we don't, but I
Okay.
have information
All right,
from the engineers.
down to our manager's report.
Okay. First off, out in Julie's former assistant clerk secretary's office are the new plans for Skellinger Landing for council to take a look at tonight or the next couple of days. And the plans were submitted to the DOT last Wednesday, August 14th. We hope to have that permit by the end of September, and so we can advertise for construction bids. We also should have cost estimates this week. The sign location and height is shown on the plan submitted for the sidewalk. The intent is to go out to bid for a design build to target sign manufacturers, and will provide the general layout and the wording that we would want in the specification. With regards to Village Road and what we're going to be doing down here on Village Road, the public comment period ended last Thursday at the end of business. And so the DEP should provide us a letter within 15 days now indicating whether the application is complete and we can move forward with helping remedy what's going on down there. We should know either way on that permit from the DEP in 2 months. With regards to recreation and engineering projects, first one is we are currently removing and getting into the installation for a new playground and adult fitness equipment park at Jonathan Hoffman. That was put in the 2019 capital budget. We're working now on issues with not just the playground equipment, but the whole aesthetics of the park. Second park, removal of current and installation of a new park down street here at Rotary. We are expecting small cities to take care of a significant portion of that renovation. The grant application went in about 4 weeks ago. Thirdly, the removal of current and installation of new playground, hockey rink, multi-purpose field, concession stands, bathrooms, walking path at Clem Mulligan Park. As you know, we already have ADA funding for that, the amount of $400,000 been secured, but we're also going after additional funding for that park also. It's in the final conceptual design, and we should have that before the next council meeting for council to look at that also. We currently, the financial team and Mr. Blaney have now completed 2 negotiation sessions with the Teamsters Union. So I wanted you to know that we're in negotiations with them, and we called this week to get our first meeting set up with the PBA. So we're not necessarily waiting till we're done the Teamsters, but we're moving on with that. With regards to Shadeland Avenue, which we've been working down there for the past week, meetings occurred today with Steve Morey. Sean Carr was here last Friday analyzing what we're going to do with the end of the access, getting this down to the beach with regards to steps. And at the same time Steve was here, we're analyzing how much materials we're going to need to start the Villas accesses, which will be the major next part of that project, and looking at the cost of such. Moving into roads. As you approved here tonight, we'll be getting into 4/5 roads down across from Crest Savings and Loan. Back in that area, there are several streets that are going to be repaved and are next on our road projects. And lastly, the water tower on Shunpike. We'll be adding shortly another T-Mobile will be adding another installation on that tower. And as you know, in the past few weeks, Scott Avenue also went up. So we're making some strides with that.
Sure they don't want to put another one up on Scott Avenue?
Well,
Never mind. Sorry about that.
and that's all I have at this point, other than I have collateral materials for you gentlemen regarding our referendum that I'll be passing for you to review before the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, with that, we move down to council comments. Councilman Conrad?
Middle of August. Enjoy the rest of summer. School's starting for the kids soon. Be alert for school buses. About the same time we have our next council meeting. Other than that, have a good night and be safe.
Just reading over the engineer's report, apparently the shop drawings are in for this Phase 3 of Roseanne Avenue, and material has ordered, so I take it that as soon as the material arrives with the contractor and these shop drawings are approved, they're going to get started.
Yep. And also with regards to Roseanne, I wanted to tell council, the one home on the right, looking at the pump stations, we met Gary, the engineers, Mark was there, and explained to them that we have 58 trees that are going to be going in there, but we don't want to plant them until the end of September, which the folks are fine with. We discussed the fencing situation, which they were fine with, and what we're going to do to secure that before basically we're done with the project. But it's cleaned up there. We still need to do some work also to get the street itself, and a little landscaping in front of 2 houses.
Okay, good. The only other thing I have to add is that on the 13th of August, the Cape May County Freeholders passed a couple of resolutions, and one of the resolutions is something I had asked for a while back. The speed limit on Town Bank Road is going to be reduced. So that resolution was passed, so it's probably just a matter of a few weeks before the county gets out and starts reposting the speed limit signs on Town Bank Road, and I believe it's going to be 35. So with that being said, maybe we can have the chief make his people aware that in the not-too-distant future to be diligent in that area.
We'll move some of those video message board situation there, so we'll get that up and
Great.
go in there in the next week.
All right, thank you. That's all I have.
That it? Councilman Roy?
Along with the resolutions also passed by the Board of Freeholders was a resolution authorizing the modification of no passing zones along Seashore Road from Clearinghouse Lane, which is just north of the West Cape May Fire Department, to the Canal Bridge of Lower. This will enhance safety along that roadway and eliminate passing whereby there could be head-on collisions. Hopefully it'll be in the interest of public safety, and we'll see results from this. Other than that, I have nothing else other than just enjoy what's left of summer.
All right, Sergeant Major.
Thank you. A couple things. Last meeting, we approved resolution to put the aquatic center, the pool, on the referendum on the ballot for November 5th, and I just encourage everybody to come out and vote on November 5th for or against the pool, but get out there and voice your opinion. I'd like to hear from all the voters on that. Second, there's a fundraiser coming up, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, at the Cape May Lewis Ferry. It's the Children's Trust Fund, we call it, in Lower Township. We raise money for less fortunate kids that can be involved with all type of activities. So that's next Wednesday. And I want to thank the Recreation Department for putting that together. We'll have some giveaways, those kind of things there also. Last, on the resolution tonight, the all council approved the resolution supporting Sheriff Nolan, who's here tonight in the audience. And I believe it's the AG Directive, Immigrant Trust Directive that came out in 2018, at the end of the year last year. Sheriff Nolan's here to make sure all the citizens in Cape May County are safe, and here to take care of the folks that are breaking the laws and get them off the street. So other than that, I want to thank Sheriff Nolan for that. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, sounds good. I have just a couple announcements. One is, along with that, the aquatic center, there will be upcoming informational sessions, so if you have questions, I'm sure they can all be answered at those. We will have a couple of those meetings just for the public, open to the public. So our free lunch program for children ages 18 and under at the Lower Township Library branch on Tuesdays and Fridays through August 30th. Again, Tuesdays and Fridays through August 30th, and it is held from 11:30 to 1:30, right across the street here at our Lower Township Library branch. Meals are available on a first-come, first-served basis, and the program is made available through the USDA Summer Food Service Program. Like Deputy Mayor said, the summer concert series, we have just 2 weeks left, so if you haven't been to one, get out to one or both, and if you've been out, keep coming out. We've even managed to get some in with some nasty weather. So this Wednesday, we have B Street Band, which is a Bruce Springsteen tribute band, and next week, like we spoke about, is Stellar Mojo on the 28th, and the 50-50 and proceeds go to our Lower Township Children's Fund. All concerts are held at the Ferry Grounds. Festivities begin at 5:30. And very important announcement, actually two announcements. Our next council meeting is going to be on Wednesday, September 4th, and that is due to the holiday, due to Labor Day. We always have it that Wednesday, so it's the Wednesday, not the Monday. And it also goes back to 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. on September 4th will be our next council meeting, and from there on out, for the remainder of the year, will be 7 p.m. on the first and third Monday, except for holidays. With that, we closed council's portion. We open up to the public. If you have any questions or comments for council, we just ask that you state your name and your address for the record. Yes, sir.
Daniel Anderson, 319 Town Bank Road. It's been well over a year and a half since I sat in this room, and we were told that the county was going to pave Bayshore Road from Ferry Road to Fishing Creek. And if you go along that road, like Roseanne to Heidi, you either got to drive on the shoulder or get as close to the center line as you possibly can. What is the story with that? What happened?
I will tell you that, to be more closer to your timeline, in February at the council meeting, I told council that I was informed by Mr. Church that we were getting the information was for 4 projects in the township. That was one of the projects. You are correct. A year ago, we discussed this, and Councilman Perry had discussions with freeholders, and to be very honest with you, we have questioned this for the past 2 months because we haven't seen action. Okay, so, we're still waiting, we're told, but there's a list of those projects, and they didn't go away, but for whatever reason, it hasn't started. And you're correct, Councilman Perry.
Absolutely correct.
Okay,
So,
Yeah. What the stall is, we have no idea.
all right.
they
Thank-
didn't say that you couldn't do it, it's just,
Take it much longer than we
yes.
expected.
Bill Greenfield, Villas. I heard you talking about like shade land, beach access, and then you'll be discussing Villas access costs. Is that going to be widening the existing ones or
I believe there's a
access.
couple that are being widened, and we're adding others.
and adding others?
Yes. And right now, he's getting the cost together so we can put the resolution together to get it all
Do you
done.
have anything planned for New Jersey as far as upgrading that? Because that's
That's the
steps
correct.
there. I mean, I don't know if they're going to make it like New York Avenue, where they had to add
Is that on the
sand.
list?
I'm not 100% sure if that is. We'll have to.
So I've asked about it a couple times. I was assured that was on the list. So,
New Jersey, you're questioning?
yeah.
I'll let you.
Because that's going to be a case like what you had to do with New York, where you'd have to add sand to build that up.
And we're having, that's the big problem we're having at Village right now,
Okay.
because that's getting wiped out because of the bulkheads there that, according to FEMA, we don't have, but
Okay. All right, okay. Yeah, because the
We're trying to get
township does own that. You know, that was always the issue in the past. They thought the township didn't own it past,
no, we had to
bulkhead,
shift
but
that
they
one,
do.
if I remember right,
Right.
a little bit.
so. Okay, just wanted to make sure that doesn't get overlooked, so, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Greenfield. Anyone else? I don't see anyone else. We close the public portion. Get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
It's unanimous.